What's up, guys? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro. Today, I want to discuss my philosophy when it comes to press man, and I want to show you an example of why I believe what I believe. And I know I talk about my techniques, so I have like most coaches or trainers or whatever, they teach maybe 1 to 2 techniques, right? So like everybody does a soft shoe, so that's where you inch back. Um, and then you got a guys where they'll teach you kick step. Okay, that's the first thing I learned at Ohio University was the inside kick step. We did inside press, and then I really didn't understand the philosophy of press and why, right? But I believe if you guys at cornerback or if you play safety coming up and guarding guys man and sometimes even linebacker, I believe if you guys could understand my philosophy of press man, it would take you to another level just from these videos, just from the free videos on my YouTube channel. Okay. Um, and then obviously there's a different level when you learn all the techniques. So then you have more confidence, you understand all of that. So one of the biggest things, and I'm not gonna talk your head off on this video. Make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com to get the techniques and the workouts and the catching series and all that good stuff. Okay, definitely email me so you can get to that next level. But I'm gonna show this clip right here 3 times, and then I'm gonna go over it, and you're gonna all my guys who've been watching the channel, you're gonna understand because you've been studying. You're gonna understand if you wanna. You guys can lock guys down who are more athletic than you. Okay. Now, if you are a guy who is naturally just super gifted and you're fast, like I was saying it the other day, you know what, I'm not gonna even say that because I'm not gonna say that. But if you're a guy who's super fast or super athletic and you learn these techniques, man, you got a future, man. And the thing about it is, most of the time, guys who are super fast and super athletic, especially young guys, they're not the best listeners because they think they got it all, until they reach a guy who is better than them, and that happens. Or they get older and they got to rely on technique. My thing is, if you can get it early and you're super athletic, you can lock down anybody. All right, so let's go over. I'm gonna show you 3 times. This is on Gold Feet Global posted this on Instagram. Definitely follow him. He's one of the guys coach training a lot of some top guys, mostly receiver, but I know they train DBs as well. A good footwork guy for sure. All right. So here's the cool thing. He's able in that time to catch back up with him. But the thing is when you start going against top receivers or professional receivers and they have excellent ball skills and good quarterbacks, like you can recover because that's one of the best abilities of a cornerback to recover. So he still was on the guy, right? He still got to the guy and still had opportunity to break up the pass. So excellent hustle, excellent work. I just want to show you guys one thing at the very beginning from a philosophy standpoint. And if you can get this, man, it can take you to the next level. All right. Not necessarily sure of what technique he's using. And you'd be surprised. And the reason I train a lot of guys, right? I teach a lot of guys. So professional, college, high school, the first thing when I get with you, I'm like, all right, so what do you already know? Show me the techniques you know. And a lot of guys cannot explain it. And that's one of the things I want you to do. I want you to be able to explain to me exactly what you're doing and why. Okay. So when I teach guys, it's mental. It's mental work, man. I'm not there just to run guys into the ground. I let the trainers do that. But let's say immediately, let's watch what he does. I'm not sure what technique he's using. Hopefully, number one, your eyes must be on the waist. Okay, eyes, feet, hands. So usually eyes, guys know that, a professional college. So let's see, right here. So eyes, let's say his eyes are on his waist. Okay. Now immediately, fellas, we we don't want to do this because the good receiver is going to attack you. They're going to attack you. A bad receiver is going to come out here because they see you. They're going to come out here, and then you just going to run with them. And I still don't like it, even if he bows this release out. But a good receiver is going to immediately attack you. All right, because you open the gate, he's going to attack you, and he's going to test you right here. And I just want you to know, you never want to open the gate because of that. It feels awkward when it comes right here. When he's attacking you, like, oh shoot, he's up on me and I'm not getting my hands on him. So what you're gonna see from this point is, you see that? So then you're like, oh shoot, he's going back inside. If we are square, it doesn't matter what he does. We can shuffle, pop, pop, shuffle. We're still in front of him. We're like mirroring him. And there's certain drills that you can do to improve your skills at this, for sure. And there's certain techniques that you just drill it, drill it, drill it, drill it. But this is what happens. He catches us off balance, and it starts from the beginning. And if we can get this, if we can get the ability to stay square, all right. The goal is 1 to 2 shuffles. I mentioned in my last video, Marcus Peters is I see him do it, man. It was amazing. The dude got 4 shuffles in here, stayed in front of him, so the dude didn't, and the guy did have a wide release. I will say that with Marcus Peters, but still 4 shuffles, man. That's incredible, right? But the goal is at least 1 to 2 shuffles. We stay square, that's not going to affect us. But since we open up the gate immediately, fellas, since we open up the gate, now, man, he can have his way with us. He can take this weak shoulder, he can attack us, take this weak shoulder, stack, squeeze, not squeeze, but stack us, hold that line, and then the quarterback throws it out here. He can kind of push off of us and fade it and get that back shoulder, or he can put that foot in the ground so he can really attack us, and then put that foot in the ground, make us have to do a spin, like a head turn, or what do you call it, a baseball turn, or speed turn, and then it's harder to make the play. So this is a bad, and I just made a video with Prime Time's son, with Deion Sanders' son, and he didn't do it this much. He had more of an angle and off. This is a opening the gate. And if you guys can understand my philosophy just from that, that's just part of the philosophy of staying square, it will change the game. Okay? The thing about it is he's so athletic, right? So NFL, and I'm doing the NFL so I can show you, he still caught back up with him. It's just at that point, he didn't have time to really get his head around, and then good pass, good catch, And even if he did break it up, a lot of people were like, oh man, that was excellent. I don't know, excellent technique. But just because we make a play on the ball doesn't necessarily mean that the coverage was nice. It's a lot of moving factors. But you see what I'm saying, bro? Because look, he didn't even give us much right here. Let's watch the release. I always like going back and watching release. And I know you guys, if you guys studying the videos on my channel, you're getting better. Like I said, man, you're getting better, especially if you learn the techniques. So he didn't even give us much, fellas. Man, that would take 1 shuffle and a straight pop to his chest. These receivers do not like getting touched. So if we don't get our hands on these guys, if we give them ground and open up the gate, and oh, he's loving it. He's like, oh, taking it. Good job on the squeeze by the corner at the very end. He did good. He recovered, and he tried to play through his hands. I would say grab a finger at the end, grab a hand, grab a wrist. Always talk about that, but that's hard at the end of the day. One thing I will say this, and you'll see a lot of high school guys, usually NFL guys don't do it as much. If you are beat, and we all get beat, don't get it twisted. Everybody gets beat. My goal is for you to master the science of it. But if you get beat, don't look back until you catch back up with them, right? Don't look back until you catch back up with them, because that looks really bad. He still had a chance to make this play, and he almost did. So great job on his recovery. But I want you to see the very beginning. The very beginning. If you guys can master this, eyes, feet, hands. So I would say his eyes may have been good. It's hard to tell right here, but I can tell the feet affected the end of the play. The receiver was able to get up on him. He was able to get up on him and kind of get him out of position for the jump ball. All right. So the goal is to shuffle. So let me show you right here. On this, so he goes right here. He attacks him, comes back in, and goes back out, right? Let's say he does this. Let's say he does a inside kick step technique where he just moves that foot. Inside kick step is basically just to get your feet ready to move, so you're not flat-footed, so you're not like rocking back on your heels. If you play press man, you ever feel that feeling where you kind of like, oh shoot, if you don't have a plan to do with your feet, you're kind of going to be like that naturally. So that's what a lot of the things is just to get your feet ready to move. All right, and your eyes are on his waist. Let's say you do an inside kick step and he does this route. Okay, boom, inside kick step. You take one shuffle. So because look at the release. One shuffle, boom, you popping him. So then he tries to go back this way. You can shuffle back that way, just one shuffle, and then he tries to take you upfield. You on him. Now you got your hands. You pop up, pop up, alternating pop. Your eyes are still right. Then you running with him. Guess what? That's gonna take him longer to get to that top of his stem. Now you squeeze him early, so you can kind of squeeze him more out of bounds. And guess what? You can look back early once you run with him. And I would turn definitely down here in the red zone. I would turn towards the receiver. Let's say you're on him. So you're on him. I'm talking about tighter because you've been squeezing because you had a really good press. Then you can look back through the receiver back to the ball. Money. Because look, this ball isn't really a back shoulder. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference of you making an interception and getting scored a touchdown. And it starts at the very beginning. It starts at the very beginning. And the thing is, in high school, you can get away with certain stuff. Okay? Sometimes in college, like I said, man, I wish I would have had me teaching myself this stuff in college, but I didn't. So you can kind of get away with it in college, but when it comes to NFL, fellas, there is a small window. It is a game of inches. And my goal for you guys I want you to be pro now. I don't care if you're 12 years old, you're playing youth football. I want you to work and train like a pro. And the stuff you're doing is going to be easy. And if you're a pro football player, I want you to work and train as a Hall of Famer, the best that ever did it professionally, right? So I just want to show you that, man. I'm telling you, that small, like opening the gate, you got it. And it's something you have to practice over and over again. I was talking to one of my young fellas yesterday and actually showed him this clip. And he said that he was helping his other cornerback. He plays college ball. He was helping his other cornerback on his team just to work on that. It's little stuff. You do press releases after every practice, before every practice. It takes you about 5 minutes. And that's what you want to work on. You want to work on eyes, feet, hands. So eyes first, eyes, waist. Then get used to shuffling and staying square as long as possible, and then a firm strike. Just don't put your hands out there, a firm strike. And I'm telling you, receivers are gonna hate to go up against you. And then once you learn all the techniques, because part of my philosophy in press man is aggressive techniques and passive. So now you're not just doing one technique. You're not just doing two techniques. You got 9. And you can kind of move around in there like Prime taught me, move around in there. Now you dictate the routes. So the receiver doesn't have the advantage anymore because he's like, oh, shoot, I don't know what this dude's going to do. What does that do to a receiver? It slows him down. So now he has to try to figure out, first of all, he got to figure out if you're going to be aggressive or if you're going to be passive. So it takes him longer to get in his route. I'm telling you, fellas, man, once you master this, man, I truly believe that I'm the best in the world at this, man. And I'm talking about like just teaching this because that's just how my mind works. And I feel like I'm not going to say the formula, but the mindset to get this into your minds and to train it over and over again. So just keep working, fellas. Keep getting better. Watching the channel. Learn the techniques. Take notes like my young fella Tucker did. He had notebooks full of his information. You're going to get better, all right? Keep working. Train your mind, train your body to be the best that ever lived. Just keep focusing on becoming the best that ever lived. Train your body, man. Work your body, work your mind. Constantly have self-talk. I would say meditate. That's one of the biggest things. You need to visualize yourself being successful in these games. So learn the techniques. Then visualize yourself going through each technique. Visualize yourself catching an interception and returning it 80 yards. Okay? Visualize yourself making an excellent tackle with your head up, wrapping them up, popping up, and talking your mess. Visualize yourself doing this stuff. And then work every day in practice. Take practice seriously. Are you watching 2 to 4 hours of film every day? That's up to you guys, man. Let's get it. Email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Definitely get the one-on-one mastery program so you can learn all the techniques so you can master man coverage. All right? Master the work ethic, man. Master this game. It's an art. Peace.